He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States.
Whoa.
It would absolve her from being able to from having to oversee the January 6th transition, right, of her own defeat. And it would make sure that it would dominate the news at a point where Democrats have to learn drama and transparency and doing things that the public want to see.
This Kamala Harris advisor has officially lost his marbles. We all know that she ran a terrible campaign, bringing on people like Beyonce paying her $10 million, bringing on Lizzo paying her $5 million, bringing on Meg Thee Stallion. No, she got $5 million. Lizzo got $3 million. And then Eminem like $1.8 million. Oprah got $1 million. And she still lost. The celebrity influence has completely left the American people. They don't care. It doesn't matter. And she never ran on any policy. She just said, Trump's bad. I'm good. Vote for me. And also, you should be able to kill your baby. And so we all know she was a terrible candidate, terrible choice. And Joe Biden probably endorsed her because he knew she didn't win because he got cooed out of his position. You're not going to believe what this advisor says. Kamala Harris's advisor is insane. What he says about her and what needs to be done, the next steps to proceed before Trump gets in office, you're going to be like, what the heck? But before we get into that, make sure that you subscribe to RTM News so you can get some more amazing coverage of what we're doing here. We're always trying to bring you the most current, fresh news with our awesome, amazing spin we have here. I'm Titus. Let's get into this.
Trump taking the oath of office. What is the most important thing that everybody is looking for? That is my question. I'll start with you.
Joe Biden's been a phenomenal president. He's lived up to so many of the promises he's made. There's one promise left that he could fulfill.
What promises has he made that he's fulfilled all the promises that he's made except for this one that you're going to hear is insane? Unifying the country. Where did that come from? He was one of the most divisive presidents after Obama, right? What do you mean? He's all the promises that he's made. Our economy's been terrible. We've been struggling. He said he's going to make life better for all Americans. What promises has he made that he's fulfilled? I'm very lost on that. He unsecured the border. What has he done? Like he fulfilled so many of his promises. An amazing president. Where? I'm sorry. Where is this amazing president Biden? Only amazing thing he did allegedly is vote for Trump on November 5th.
Being a transitional figure, he could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States.
Whoa.
It would absolve her from being able to from having to oversee the January 6th transition, right, of her own defeat, and it would make sure that it would dominate the news at a point where Democrats have to learn drama and transparency and doing things that the public want to see. Is the time. This is the moment for us to change the entire perspective of how Democrats operate.
This is actually the craziest thing I've ever heard. He has fulfilled all of his promises except for the one where he endorsed her and she lost because she was a terrible candidate. He should resign and let her be the 47th president. She lost fair and square. The American people, hey, you guys all didn't vote for her. You didn't want her to be in this position. We're going to do it anyway. That's what he said. Do it anyway. Put it in there. Let her be the 47th as a FU to Donald Trump. Also, she shouldn't have to certify it herself. She shouldn't be responsible for certifying the person that she lost to. That's her fault. She knew she was the vice president. She knew that there was a chance that she could lose, and she knew that would have been her responsibility had she lost. Yes, she can do it. She's a big girl. What in the world are you talking about? This is not the type of publicity that Democrats want. This is not what you want. Hey, American people, I know you all voted a certain way, but we want this to happen anyway. This is how this is not how you get a foot ahead. This is how you go multiple steps behind, and people don't trust you, don't like you, and won't ever vote for you again. So I guess do it so then we can keep winning because winning has been so great. But absolutely insane. I can't believe he actually said that with a straight face. He meant it. What in the world?
Jumped from an internet meme to a Sunday morning show.
Jamal's out here right now.
Congratulations.
Season of House of Cards.
I thought you were going to say, what about the Supreme Court? That's also out there.
Well, the Supreme Court might happen. I don't know if it will, but I think this is something that's in Joe Biden's control. And if he did it, it would fulfill his last promise. It would give Kamala Harris the chance to be the 47th president of the United States of America. It would disrupt all of Donald Trump's paraphernalia, right? You have to rebrand everything. But and it would make it easier for the next woman who runs for president to not have to worry about all the historical, weight of being the first.
This just shows that y'all don't care about the American people and what they want and what they chose. You should override the wishes and desires of the American people that they all displayed on November 5th when they submitted their vote for him, for Donald J. Trump, and we should select and place her. It's like she's known for just being selected and put in positions that no one wanted her in. That's like, she's notoriously known for that. That's embarrassing at this point. That's not a good look. And so what, the stigma of America not wanting women to be president, just throw her in there so that it'll be easier for women in the future. Yeah, the first woman president was also not picked by America. America didn't choose her, but you should put there. But that's not a good look. And you think this is satire, but it's on CNN, and so it's propaganda. It's nonsense. It's ridiculous, but it's not like a satire. It's not a joke. He meant that. Wow. We're gonna have a reaction from Fox News analysts on those words because, wow, how can you actually think that would be the right choice to make, and how could you think that America would not immediately react in a negative way to a decision like that? And saying it with your chest too, man. What in the world? But we're going to play this clip here where they have a stab at what we just heard here, what we witnessed.
I actually have family members who are very upset, emotional actually, when she lost the election. Not because they actually wanted her and her potential policies, if we even understood what those were, because I still didn't have a grasp on what they were. But the fact that, in our lifetime, we have now seen 2 failed female candidates for president. And it would be wonderful as a woman to see a female.
Because they both sucked. Not because they're a woman. Go ahead.
President. But at the end of the day, I don't want to just check a box for a female to be president. Right. Kamala Harris ran in 2019. She lost. She lost the primary amongst her Democrats. The Republicans didn't even get a vote for her yet. This is just amongst the Democrats, and they formally rejected her based on her policy, lack of stances, and far left extremism. So, no, do not make her the first president of the United States. I think that is an insult to women everywhere, women who actually could sit in the White House. I think there are so many women who would be so good sitting in that commander-in-chief role. We just haven't seen them yet. And you know what? Their time's coming up.
I don't think it's a thing with the American people caring about a woman being in power, a woman. I mean, we all know Hillary Clinton did win the popular vote. So there's millions upon millions of Americans that would vote for a woman to be in office, but they're just bad picks. Like the country, you have to resonate with everybody. Like I've seen over and over again, people saying to Candace Owens, like, when are you going to run for office? Trump should pick you as his VP before he obviously picks Vance. Like, you need to run for political office. You do so amazing. And she would body everybody in debates. I don't care who it is. She's bodying you. She's Candace Owens. She's freaking elite, but not an elitist, but she's elite. And so, I agree. I think there's a woman that could probably do a good job. I don't really have a stance on women being president or not. I mean, obviously, some people say they're too emotional. We can't do that, whatever. I don't have a stance on it one way or the other. But obviously, I think it just maybe traditionally because it's always been men to be, and you think of men when you think of like strong, firm leader. That's not to say that women can't be leaders or aren't good at being leaders, but I would assume that too. And I wouldn't vote. Like if it was between Trump and he was a woman, not transgender, but actually a woman, and Kamala Harris was a man, and they had the same policies and same platforms, I would vote for the female Trump. I wouldn't vote for Harris. So maybe that's something that could happen in the future, but this would be the worst move ever. And I wouldn't be disheartened because the women keep losing. Well, they're losing to Trump because they have terrible policies and they're going to do terrible for America. But I wouldn't be disheartened by the fact that they lost because they're women. Be disheartened or be grateful that we didn't have to deal with those atrocity administrations. And I think there probably will be a woman maybe someday. Nick Fuentes says otherwise, but I think there probably will be. It's something to look forward to. We'll see. I'm super happy about this administration. I'm so happy with all the picks Trump's making in the cabinet, and I think we're going to make America great again. So let me know what you think about this video in the comments. If you think that Joe Biden should resign so that Kamala Harris can be president for 30 seconds, that would be insane. But let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts on what the guy said, the responses from Fox News, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.